My name is Angel Cabrera, and I'm the president of the Georgia Institute of Technology. The Georgia Tech Strategic Consulting Group was one of the first groups I got to work with since I arrived to Georgia Tech. Soon after I arrived, it was clear that I needed to craft a new strategic plan. And what I found is that I didn't have to look anywhere because I have the right expertise right here at home. I have always thought that the most important elements of any strategic plan are not the steps or the specific projects that are going to follow, but the mission, the vision, the articulation of values, the narrative. And one of the techniques that I have used in the past to get to that, to get to the heart and soul of an organization, is a technique called appreciative inquiry. Appreciative inquiry is a technique that, on one hand, allows you to involve people, to engage a broad community, which is something that is very important in the context of an academic institution. But also it's a technique that focuses on strengths, that focuses on the positive, on the assets of an organization. And in my first conversations with the strategic consulting group, I proposed the idea of use this technique, and their reaction was positive, excited, and immediate. They said, we're in, let's go for it. I challenged them to deploy this technique, which they didn't hesitate to do, but also I challenged them to have a very broad process that would engage hundreds of community members. It's very hard to engage hundreds of community members. By the time they were done, they had engaged thousands of community members. And they really led a process which is probably the most inclusive and broad process that I've ever witnessed, or even that I'm aware of in higher education. They brought in groups of students. They brought in groups of faculty members, of staff members. We invited alumni. We invited business leaders from the community. We invited nonprofit leaders from the community. We collected those conversations. We analyzed the conversations. Then we spent a lot of time together, bringing together the heart, the spirit of those conversations, the ideas that had moved us, the words that were used. And it is through those conversations that you start unveiling and uncovering our shared understanding of our values, our shared understanding of our strengths, of what makes Georgia Tech unique. Those themes are reflected in perhaps the most important part of that entire plan, which is the mission statement. We develop leaders who advance technology and improve the human condition. Our culture has always been very comfortable talking about technology, about all the things we do, the complexity of the problems that we solve in the labs, about the smarts of our students and all the things we do. We haven't been as good at talking about the heart of the institute, the why, the purpose that drives us in doing what we do. And that's one of the things that I found quite, if you will, liberating during the process, that we started digging into why we do what we do. And this idea that, yes, we believe in technology, we're excited about technology, not because of technology's own sake, but because of the impact that technology can have in improving the human condition. I think that that process of getting from the what is it that we do to the why we do what we do was probably the most exciting part of that whole journey. Our strategic consulting group is fully embedded in the life of Georgia Tech. They are Georgia Tech. They get Georgia Tech. When we were in those sessions, capturing the feelings and the thinking of our entire community towards the strategic plan, these consultants, for them it was not just another engagement. They were part of a very exciting project that was very meaningful to themselves, because this is the project about the institution that they work for, that they care so much about. Another great advantage of having our very own consulting group at Georgia Tech is that unlike your traditional consulting engagement, where you have a group of smart people coming and analyzing a problem and providing some ideas and some solutions and saying, good luck with it, we're out of here. Our consulting group is a partner in the execution of those ideas. So once we wrapped up the strategic plan and we spent a lot of time writing that document and getting it right, the next day the consulting group were back in my office and we were brainstorming and planning how we're going to execute this, how we're going to measure our progress, how we're going to distribute responsibilities, how we're going to capture the ideas from the rest of the institute. The Georgia Tech Strategic Consulting Group really performed beyond my wildest dreams.